Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Rank Shift with Victor 22. I forgot to check what episode this is. Um, it's been it's been a few months since I've recorded one of these. Um, yeah, welcome back. Uh, I don't have like a real reason for like being on hiatus other than I just kind of get tied up with time. Just having babies and just work. Um, what I will say is I'm gonna try not to do that throughout the whole year. I'm gonna try to push through, at least put out something every week. Get some clips out there, and get some gameplay of MLB The Show 26. Whether it's on TikTok and YouTube is primarily where I'm gonna be posting. Um, yeah, but before we do get started, I just do want to say rest in peace to my uncle Eric. Um, just about a week ago, we lost my uncle Eric. He had a battle with cancer that he ultimately succumbed to. Um, it was a tough time. My uncle Eric, someone very dear to me, it's my dad's brother, and I kind of give a lot of credit to him for kind of me being who I am as an adult, even and as a kid as well. Uh, his guy he had a video game, so he was 12 years older than me, 12, 13 years older than me. So he was kind of like a big brother, and he used to have all the game consoles growing up. Like I used to go there and just be like, "What's going on now? It's Sega or the Nintendo?" We had like Dreamcast, PlayStations, Xbox, right? So growing up, my first like experience doing any video game, anything was with my uncle Eric, right? And so it's the video game thing. Inside the video game, he loved baseball games for some reason. He wasn't like a big baseball guy where he played a lot, or he just kind of liked baseball, the baseball games. He had every one for each. You know how back in the day it used to be different. There used to be like 5 games on each like console. There was just a bunch of different MLB franchises. He had them all. He was stingy though. Like in back in the day, we used to there's like memory cards, right? And memory cards didn't have that much room as they have these days. And he would never let me save on his memory card. He would be like, don't save any memory. So whatever I did, I used to have to start like a brand new season. Every single time I loaded up, I remember playing like High Heat. I remember playing like one of the biggest mind-bending experiences I had playing a baseball video game was on Sega Dreamcast, the World Series baseball. It had Pedro on the cover. Like, because we're gonna talk about graphics in a little bit when we start talking about MLB The Show, but that was like seeing that was like, whoa, this games are real now. Like this shit looks real. But yeah, that's kind of on a different tangent. Um, my uncle Eric also Braves fan, and um, reason why I'm a Braves fan. I know my dad's a Braves fan as well. Them both were Braves fans. But my uncle always had the jerseys, always had the hats. Um, they tell me the story of why they're Braves fans versus like they're either like being Dodgers or Angels. Was that they used to have like like hookups to get like illegal TV boxes like back in the 90s, right? Like if you could think like a crack to fire stick, but like back in the 90s, these black boxes they used to call them. And they said that because they had that, they were able to get like channels that weren't so local all the time. So TBS and is what the on Turner is what the Braves used to be on, and they said they just liked them. Like they liked the players on the team, and they always tell me that yeah they sucked when we liked them when we first started liking them, like in the late '80s, and then they got good. So yeah, I grew up. I was born in '90, so even like the 1995 World Series, like that's something that I don't remember. I was 4 or 5 years old. Like, I don't remember that. That's like so like the 2021 World Series, that's my World Series, right? My uncle and my dad, they experienced both, but to them the 95 one is like really special because, that was their time like of coming up. So, yeah, rest in peace to my uncle Eric, man. It was a tough time. I know I haven't cried my last tears over this. Um, it is just a trip, man, to just this life is so fragile, and you're just going through times like these. Um, really makes you value like the time that you've had with your family. Um, yeah. Just you guys love your family. Kiss them, hug them, tell them you love them, because stuff just happens, bro. People get sick, and it sometimes gets to a point where there's nothing left that you can do, but but to be there for them and be there by their side, help them, try to help them, give them some sort of comfort in like the craziest emotional and physically draining time of their life. It is a wild thing to this life of ours. Um, Going forward, other than that, so that situation, I'm not gonna lie, took like probably like the last like month of my life. It was a lot of just being over there with him. And what I was saying was, I kind of did intend to start getting content ready because we did have the drops, the SDS drops. I had it loaded up here. Um, these trailers coming out and new features. Um, but yeah, we can kind of go into MLB 26. I mean, let me, so I'm gonna play a video in the background and just talk about, I guess, new features. So for someone like me, when it comes to MLB The Show, I'm 99% Diamond Dynasty guy. I'm a person, I just like to compete, right? And they haven't really showed anything in these previews that really is like, oh wow, you know? It's more of just they're just showing, oh wow, there's like gonna be some new diamonds and the parallel system, which we'll talk about more on in when we get to the features. They haven't dropped much for someone who's in my box, where it's just like I really just kind of care about Diamond Dynasty. I just want to play Diamond Dynasty. I want to compete, build my team. Like that's what I spend my time doing. I have seen some stuff that they're adding to Road to the Show. Um, I did not even do a Road to the Show in 2024 or in 2025. It's something that I'm gonna do because we have a little bit of time left before 26. Then I want to drop like my own Road to the Show on Go difficulty. Just trying to make it with whatever character I create. So look out for that. It will be coming. I'm gonna try to get that out in the next few weeks before obviously this game drops. Um, yeah. So like I said, they haven't showed much of Diamond Dynasty tidbits. The Road to the Show and franchise. So this is something where it's like someone like me, right? I don't play much Road to the Show or franchise, but I have done it in the past, right? When I say in the past, I probably haven't done a full Road to the Show since. Remember, well, a few years back, they used to make us do Road to the Show to get your creative player, which we can't use creative players for the last few years in Diamond Dynasty, but they kind of connected it for a couple years, so you would have to grind out your player in Road to the Show, and then you could put him on your Diamond Dynasty team, right? They have gone away from that system, and there is no creative player, so really hasn't been a reason for me to do it. Play Road to the Show, but before I was like an online gamer, meaning where tried to start playing online games in 2018. All my gaming before that, I mean, it was all Road to the Show and some franchise, but primarily Road to the Show. But I probably haven't done a franchise. Who knows? Maybe 2015 for real. So like someone like me, let's say I jump into franchise now, compared to me, I haven't played. Let's just say it was 6 years ago. Let's just say maybe I did do one in 2020. I don't even remember. But I feel like I would be like, oh, whoa, they added a bunch of new things. Same thing with like Road to the Show. Oh, I'm like, I'm sure that I would be like, oh, wow, they added this and that. That's pretty cool. But if you're someone who plays every year those modes and that's like your thing, then when they only add like a little bit here and a little bit there, I can see why you're disappointed by that because it didn't change much. But for me in Diamond Dynasty, when something if you never played Diamond Dynasty and this would be your first year playing Diamond Dynasty, you come from franchise and Road to the Show world, you hear us complaining of like, oh my god, I want some more legends, I want this, I want that. And then you show up, you would probably be like, whoa, I can play with all of these dudes. They got Griffey and Ted Williams and Sammy Sosa. Like, I feel like, yeah, they incrementally are adding on every subject, every topic. And yeah, some years the jump is bigger than others. Um, so for content purposes, I am going to dabble into franchise mode and Road to the Show this year. And I think that I'm probably going to be pleasantly surprised by seeing some things that I know that I have not experienced in my time playing Road to the Show and franchise back in the gap. Um, I seen like videos of they're like they showed. I don't think it was this trailer, but they showed like flames at stadiums. I seen a bunch of funny videos about that. Of like they're like, wow, there's gonna be flames at Petco, and I mean, no one's gonna see the flames if they don't do something about altitude at stadiums. And like to me, when it comes to like I play ranked seasons and a little bit of BR, but not much BR, just mostly like ranked seasons, and like I play like the classics and I play tournaments. um yeah, every single year it's like we're stuck in the same stadiums over and over again, and it's because of they just got there's too many the fans and it's making it lag, and then oh there's the altitude, I can't hit a home run at this fucking place. And if they can figure that out, I think that's such a big boost for Diamond Dynasty just as a whole. I think we would have, if you told us we're just gonna take Diamond Dynasty as is, we're not even gonna add nothing. Boom, here it is for 2026. But you can use any stadium pretty much, and you're gonna have fun at every stadium. I think that would be monumental for us in the community of the Diamond Dynastyers, right? So as far as like if I have any wish list things or things that I hope to see, that's number one. We see that they've added a couple of new stadiums. I think there's one in the Tokyo. I think there's one in where is it? The Mexico one, and there's a third one. Um, yeah, but no one's gonna play them you know if the altitude is all messed up and balls are just dying. So no, well, hopefully we use the stadiums. Cool. You guys got new stadiums. Make the other stadiums work though, please, so that we can use all the stadiums that you have now. There's 500 stadiums. We use two. So big thing right there. Um, any other changes? Like I said, I didn't see any major changes. We see a couple of legends here and there. Roy Campanella. I know they're gonna do the storyline stuff again. Um, yeah, I don't have any like super opinions on those things. Like, yeah, that's cool. Do the storylines. Um, I guess they're having a new tier of diamonds. We saw red tier, which I'm not sure what exactly that means. Um, we saw like most of the stuff we're also seeing is like the UI, right? The interface, just like it looks different. One thing we did see is the parallel system that you can, for people who aren't Diamond Dynastyers, if you have a card, he's a 99 overall, let's say, and then we'll just for this purpose, he's a 90 overall. As you progress with this card, you get home runs and hits. You tally up these points, XP points, and then you parallel one, and it gives +1 to everything. And then parallel two gives another +1 to everything. So on and so forth to the fifth, you parallel five. Now they're saying instead of wasting parallel points on places you don't want the attributes to go, you can like customize so all of that parallel points go into your contact versus left, or split it up versus on both contacts, or you can put those points into power, or you can evenly disperse them, however you see fit with these parallel points. So that could be interesting. Another thing that's just it's very just like obvious is, people kind of, when we get to the progression of the cards, right? What do we call it? The 99 creep, whatever you guys call it. The creep to 99, power creep. I just think the easy fix to the power creep is you have to have a ranked mode that is lineup restricted. And maybe it's not every single season your lineup is lineup restricted, almost to the way we had sets and seasons. But I feel like the way they do it in the competitive modes, where it's like you get three high diamonds, you get three mid diamonds, three low diamonds. Pick however you want. Same thing on the pitcher side. You get two 99 overall starters, and then two mid diamonds, one low diamond. Um, because we need that for ranked, so that we don't have to only care about what's the highest overall card. Like, we can be in June and get a low diamond that's an 89 overall, and it still means something because there's a slot in the lineup for him. If we're already like in June and we're already at the nine, I mean, at that point, we're probably at the point where it's all like we just care about 99 overalls by then, because you can have 99 overalls in your lineup. Ranks, that's what a ranked season is. You just have your best cards in the lineup. But I mean, just like for instance, let's say like that Willie Castro card. What was that, like an 89 overall last year, or 91? It's low diamond, and it's like that card hits in the beginning of the year for sure. Meaning, when I say it hits, I mean it's like, damn, that's a great card. It's a chase pack, right? And but that card's only gonna drop it early on in the year because it's only a 90 overall. As we progress and we're already into 99s, like that card becomes less valuable. But if there was lineup restricted, I understand people don't always want to do, and I'm not advocating for every single season or every single time we play it be lineup restricted. Maybe it's a separate ranked mode. Um, but yeah, just the power creep to 99 overalls, I think can be. We can still get a bunch of good 99s, but we don't have to do 599 overall cards. I think we can disperse this into, different versions of a card that, you know, there can be the 86 overall Carlos Beltran, and then the 92 overall Carlos Beltran, and then the 99 overall Carlos Beltran. And depending on your lineup, you might use one of the three. You might still, in September, you still might be using your low diamond Beltran in a competitive way. So that's what I would like to see. That's someone who, like I said, who's primarily playing Diamond Dynasty. I do think some other things like the health for like pitchers can be fixed a little bit, like throwing two pitches and then he's dead. I don't like that. Also recovering time, like if I have a pitcher on my starting five rotation and I pitch him, he's at zero health going into the next game. And then let's say I take him out of my rotation and sit him on the bench. I put in another starter. I think that the dude who I took out should start regaining health on the bench. You know, like 2 weeks passes by and then I want to put him back in my rotation. The first game back, he's dead. I still have to wait 4 games before I use him because he has to recover. It's just like nonsense to me. We should get something going there. Um, you know, I think some other stuff we'll get into later on when it gets closer to the year because I mean it gets kind of nerdy and we start talking about the shrinking sliders, shrinking PCIs, and none of us are a fan of that. And I know that SDS says that they listen to us and they take their constructive criticisms, but I just think that they're just choosing to say, "Screw you guys! You're gonna have to learn how to hit these sliders low and away with a shrinking PCI. And even if you do learn how to hit it, it's not gonna go nowhere. So deal with it. Just adjust." They have said some things over the last month or so that has really pissed people off. Just ambush or something, and they are getting into like some weird hitting stuff with like this new form of hitting. What is it? Big zone, and I also saw the where you can like the PCI just how the PCI reacts to the middle, like it's stuck in the middle. If we move it up with the joystick, but if we let go, it comes back to the middle. There's like a new hitting where it's just like you can move it and let go and it stays there, right? I forgot what the term of it was called, but that's an interesting thing. And going back to like me playing the old baseball games, the last baseball game I remember having like that kind of like that static PCI and like it didn't jiggle, it didn't come back home. Like was there was the baseball game called World Series Baseball. I had Derek Jeter on the front. Maybe I'll find a clip and put it right here. But yeah, I remember that game. It had a static like PCI, and you can just like set it somewhere in the zone and just like sit certain pitches. It was really hard to control. We're talking about that's like the original Xbox and like PlayStation 2 era. We didn't have all these control freaks back then, right? We didn't have all these precision rings, you dorks. Um, yeah. So MLB 26, we'll have some more coming up. I'm trying to be on it as these new. Because I'm sure you guys, if you guys are all over here, you've probably seen the other reaction videos who went down step by step every single new feature. Um, MLB 25 like review though. Let me see. MLB 25 review, Diamond Dynasty wise. Where can we start? I mean, I think what I think has been going on for 2 years now is like the whole the program where it's just like this XP reward path. I don't want to be on that screen; it's too loud. But basically, where we used to have the BR path and then like the events path, and then you had to play those game modes. They've kind of they went definitely away from that, and now just every single inning you play, everything you play counts towards the same program. So if you don't want to play the BR, or if you don't want to play ranked seasons, you don't have to. Um, you can still get all the same exact rewards in the same path. I hope they go away from that. I'm not a fan of that. I want to be able to play other game modes for a reason. Um, whether you guys hide cards behind that, however you guys want to do it, I'm I want that back. Separate paths. Um, Actual gameplay wise, one thing that was sounds really stupid is the whole no. I guess this is back to MLB 26, but they said that pitchers are gonna have all pitch from the stretch. So this is gonna be a whole tangent. I mean, I feel like once we start playing the game, we're just gonna forget about it. We're just gonna accept that pitchers are just gonna be out of the stretch. I think that it's gonna be weird to start, and people are gonna get their clickbait off stuff. You know, um, they're gonna talk shit about it, how they wish they had the wind up back, but at the end of the day, I don't really think it's gonna deter people from actually playing and competing. If you love to compete, I don't think that's gonna actually be like, I can't play this game anymore. Nope. I don't think it's one of those things that's like gonna kill the game. Um, they seem to have other ways to kill the game. I don't personally would I like them to just keep the wind up. Yeah, sure. Just speed up the ones that are super slow for no reason, and we're good. Um, or maybe you just like the people who have ridiculous windups, just put them at the stretch, and then we're good there. You know. So I guess my MLB review. How did I finish this year? Not too bad of a year. 207 and 81. It's still gonna. I'm still gonna play some more ranked games before we start, but um, not too shabby. I think my highest rating was about 1130, maybe closer to 1150. I typically try to get to 1,000 each season. This year was my first year playing tournaments in the last for 3 years. My first year in the last 3 years playing tournaments. I made it to the grand finals of what was that, the summer circuit. Lost a heartbreaker in round one to Wilsey in extras. That was really fun. I had him, dude. I'm still mad about that. Um, I intend to play more this year. Um, I intend to play multiple tournaments that will all be live streamed on Twitch. Um, yeah, high level ranked seasons. It's gonna be a fun year. As far as gameplay goes in 25, like a review, I'm perfectly fine with the gameplay in 2025. Where there's some dumb shit that happens, sure, dumb shit happens every year. I want to say this year was some like you know like different worlds. Like wow, I couldn't believe this year. This year was really bad. Like it was not nothing like that to me. As you can see, I have less than 300 games played, and there's people out here who have thousands of games played. So I guess those type of players you can get a better feel how they felt about the game. But in my experience, had fun playing the game. Um, I don't see much that I need from them. The whole 25 looks exactly like 26, and it looks the same over the last 10 years. I, Me personally, a few years ago, had already accepted that we're not going to see a big jump in these graphics until we get to the next generation of consoles, or unless they decided they were going to move away 100% from making the product for previous consoles, right? For PS4 and whatever's going on over there for Switch. Until they decide to cut their legs off with that, we're never. This console is never going to see what it's really capable of. Um, and that's just that's a money decision by obviously SDS, to cut off that many people of their game who want their game on those consoles. It kind of, they must not see the grass might not be greener on the other side, as they say, to make the actual jump. So yeah, the however many more years we have on this console, that's this game's gonna look like this. And I'm pretty cool with that. I mean, do I want better graphics? Yes, I do want that. Am I happy with the game that I play? I'm very happy with the game that I play. And if you guys, obviously there's a pendulum, right? If the game gets too good at graphics, the gameplay starts to suck, and then it's the other way around. It's like we can make the game probably even better if we got even a little bit worse at graphics, right? But no one wants to go this way. We all want to teeter towards the better looking graphics using the power of these consoles. And I'm not mad at anybody who goes out of their way to complain. That's your right. I don't mind it. I'm also not mad at someone who kind of defends and is like, well, I mean, we're at the we're in the Goldilocks zone of, do you love playing this game? Yeah, then this is what we're gonna play here. So I feel like that was a good talk on MLB The Show, right? First episode back. Um, we're also part of MLB 2026. Also is the WBC, right? So we got the WBC. You know what I was looking at? I wanted to go over is looking at these WBC rosters. Oh, where are my favorites at? This- I cannot find it. Hold on, there's a certain link I need to hit because this one didn't work. Okay, we got the World Baseball Classic. We all know who's in it: Canada, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, Puerto Rico. Okay, that's Pool A. Pool B, we got Brazil, Great Britain, Italy, Mexico, and the USA. All right, so we are Pool B. Pool C, Australia, Taipei, Czech, Japan, and Korea. And then last, Pool D, the Dominican, Israel, the Netherlands, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. Right off the bat, if you are someone who doesn't really follow, I mean, if you're here, you pretty much you know what we're talking about here. This is the World Baseball Classic. This is the you know baseball version of our Olympics, and we say it's our version because we actually let the pros play in this, right? Summer Olympics have baseball, but um, the pros don't play in that because they're in the baseball season. So this happens before the season so that all the good players, majority of the good players can play. Um, yeah, I just want to slide through some of these rosters. I want what I do know is that Pool B, us, the United States, we have like the easiest bracket. Okay, there's five brackets. I want to, or is it four brackets? It's four brackets. We, without a doubt, I think have the easiest bracket of the four. Um, Pool A, we have Puerto Rico. Even though they had some situations with insurance, they're still going to be one of the top teams. Also, Cuba. Cuba's a weird one because do they have great players? They do, but they don't all get to play. There's some rules, right? We'll go over those and for some TikToks. Canada's gonna have a few players. Let's go to the view roster. Yeah, look at this. They have some legends. So they got Denzel Clark, Tyler O'Neill, Ada Lopez, Abraham Toro. I'm not sure who Liam is. They got Josh Naylor, Julian. I know he's in the pros. Matt Davison is a BR legend. If you guys don't know MLB The Show 2018, this guy's one of the greatest BR players. Gold Matt Davidson, that is a throwback. And Liam Hicks. This team is actually not that bad compared to some of the other teams. Bullpen. Do we see any big names? I just see James Paxton, Matt Brash. Okay, on the starting side, we got Soroka, Logan Allen, Tyone, and Quantrill. So I mean, they're a formidable team, right? Uh, do I go like this? Australia. Okay, over to Australia. This is not a great team. Couple of names you're gonna notice: Travis Bazana, top prospect. He's not just prospect anymore. He's actually on the. I think he's actually on the main team, right? Or is he still a prospect for Cleveland? Logan Wade is a name I. That's the guy from that used to be on the Yankees. Nobody else here. They don't have any arms either. So they're probably gonna be. They got Liam Hendricks. Those are the only names I see. Brazil. Brazil has some funny names. One I'll start with here, Dante Bichette Jr. Um, Dante Bichette Jr. I've followed him for a long time on social media. I remember, dude, long time ago, he got drafted by the. So this is Bo Bichette's brother, the son of Dante Bichette Jr. Durr. And I remember him being like in the Yankees minor leagues, and he was like one of the top prospects, and he just never panned out. Um, I know he makes like music. He does all kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, that's Bo Bichette's brother, older brother, Dante Bichette Jr. We also have Lucas Ramirez over here in right field, the son of Manny Ramirez, the Manny Ramirez. Manny has two sons. Just this one is playing, I suppose. I don't. He's still young. I think he's barely like in single A. But there's really no one else here on this team. So we saw Canada, Chinese Taipei. This is gonna be tough. We got one. Stuart Fairchild made it to Chinese Taipei. Yu Chang, like some of these names, I only like. I think I remember Yu Chang's name because of his card in in MLB 22. The last time they had the WBC, he had a gold card. I think that's him. It could not be him, but there's not really anybody else I know. This guy's obviously he's in the Detroit system, I suppose. It's Taipei, Colombia. Let's see what they got. Okay, so they got some major leaguers. So they got Harold Ramirez, they got Elias Diaz, Gio Urshela, Jorge Alfaro. Okay, Donovan Solano. Okay, I don't know who Michael Arroyo is or Dion Frias. I'm sure they're in some minor league system, along with Gustavo and Reynaldo. We'll have to see how that lineup shakes out. Austin Bergner, Jose Quintana. Okay, so they got one notable arm that I see. There's probably a couple over here, like Julio Teheran. What a throwback, dude! Braves legend, bro. Okay, that's Colombia. See, look, Cuba. They always have a dude named Yoelkis. That's what's crazy. But so they have Yohan Moncada. I do not recognize any of these other players. Not even any of these pitchers. Um, I do not, and I think that a bunch of the Cuban players like Andy Pajes and there's a couple like and what's his name Neto from the Angels are like on they like protested about playing in this because of some discrimination that was going on with other players not being welcome. So they're kind of who knows. Some of these dudes might be fucking nasty. We have no idea. We're gonna find out though. Check. I'm not sure we're gonna have any good checks that we're gonna know, and I do not see a single one that I would recognize. Wow. Good luck to you guys over there at, in the Czech Republic. Now, here we're gonna go to an absolute powerhouse. We all know the names: Soto, J. Rod, Nando, Vlad, Cattell, Perdomo, Manny, Agustin, Caminero. I mean, these guys are unbelievable. Every single name is a name. Every single one is a damn name. Uh, so yeah. Uh, we're in the Great Britain. I don't know. We got Jazz Chisholm and Harry Ford and Trace Thompson. So these are the three bangers right here. Harry Ford gonna get a great card. So is Trace, hopefully. Um, don't see many of pitching prospects here. Vance Worley, legend. Good luck to you in Great Britain. Israel, did they sneak anybody on? They sneak in Harrison Bader. They got Garrett Stubbs. Haven't seen that name. I haven't seen Matt Mervis' name in a while. Spencer Horwitz is a name I recognize. Dean Kramer, we all know him. Any other arms here? Tommy Canley. So they got a couple of sneaky arms in there. Italy, do they got anything? Okay. Jacob Morris, 99 overall. Jacob Morris, okay. Kyle Teal, they got one. They got Jack Kaggs and Vin. Okay. Vinny Pasquantino, Miles Mastroboni, and Canzone. This team is not that bad. They got Nola and Lorenzen, DeLucia. They might throw a little. They got Ottavino coming out. They got a freak release coming out the pen. Japan. Okay. Seiya, Masutaka. Not sure who these two guys are up the middle here. They got Minataku. I don't recognize this catcher, but they got Shohei. Yoshinobu's there, Kikuchi's there. These guys must be some top prospects in Japan. But you know, Japan is one is that team that's they've won it the most. So Korea's got Jung Ho Lee, Jemai Jones, Sung Kim. This is the Dodgers one, correct? I don't recognize any of these other names though. I'm not sure if Korea is gonna be that formidable. They always have legacy games though, like versus Japan or Chinese Taipei. Like those games are always like intense. We got Viva Mexico, Randy Rosarena, Alec Thomas, Duran, Aranda, Nick Gonzalez, Joey Luis. This team's not that bad. Okay, so I think they're gonna have some fun. And maybe it's gonna be us versus Mexico in our bracket finale. The Netherlands has not a bad. They got Sadan, Profar, DD, Xander, Ozzy, Scope, Trump. Dude, formidable lineup here in the Netherlands, and I like their uniforms. I used them in 2022 for like most of the year. I'm sure they got a couple of arms in the pen. Canley, Canley's a legend. Anytime a dude's named Wendell, he's unbelievable. So, a couple more left. Nicaragua. I do not see one Nicaraguan that I know. Jeter Downs. Jeter Downs. If you know, you know. Mark Vientos. Freddie Zamora. I think I do remember that name. Mel, no. I do not recognize any of these names. Erasmo Ramirez, I remember him from the last program. Okay, so Panama, Enrique Bradfield, Jose Caballero, Christian Betancourt, Braves legends, Ruben Tejada, no dude, Johan Camargo, Braves legend. They got Edmundo. Any pumpers? I don't really see many big pumpers. I'm sure they got somebody throwing a hunch. Okay, so Puerto Rico, Helio Ramos, Brian Torres, Eddie Rosario, Braves legend, Manuel Rivera, Carlos Cortez, Maldonado, Arenado. Yeah, he's a defector, Edwin Arroyo, and Willie Castro. Okay, so they got some arms over here too, it looks like. Yeah, they do. They're gonna have some fun, Puerto Rico. USA, we're throwing out some bangers. Roman Anthony, Byron Buxton, Judge, Harper, Gunner, Bobby, Brady, Riley, Kyle Schwab. I know we got some other nasty dudes on the bench as well. We're gonna be doing Joe Ryan, Logan Webb, Paul Skeens, and Tariq. Speaking on Tariq, we'll talk about Tariq after. Venezuela here. Venezuela's gonna be fun. Jackson Cherry, Orlando Lagoon. Willier, Abreu, Arias, Jimenez, Michael, Eugenio, Salvador, Gleyber Torres. They've got some arms going. That's everyone from the rosters. That's notable. Games start. I want to say here March 6th, noon Eastern, in Miami. We'll get some more details going on as we get closer. Um, but I think that's gonna bring me to the end of. So before we get off, we will talk about Tariq Scoob. Um, yeah. So someone like me, when the USA puts, you know, where is that? What the? There was a promo where it was something like this, right? This is not the exact one. Obviously, this is like a damn AI, but when you're like USA, we're bringing Judge, we're bringing Tariq, we're bringing Skeens, and then you hear the report of like, well, Tariq's actually just gonna pitch one game. It's gonna be against Great Britain, and then he's like, yeah, I really got to get back to the Tigers, and we really got something going on, and I really got to be there for my guys, and hopefully, if we go deep, like they'll let me go and hang out. And it's like, dude, this is not what we're doing here, you know? Like in the grand scope of things, it's like when you think about if you win it all, I think I read it's like 7 games. If you were to win every single game, it's 7 games that you play out and to win it all, right? So I guess it's just the announcement. Like if I would have known if they didn't tell us like he's only gonna make one start, it's gonna be against this dog shit team, and then he's gonna leave. It's like I think just that is what rubs people the wrong way. We want the players to want to be there. This is a special occasion. I understand it's his year to he's gonna be a free agent after this year. And it's like don't do this whole song and dance where it's all about my team, the Tigers. It's all about my team. I want to do whatever it takes for us to win. And it's like, really? Well, then why didn't you guys just take what they offered you in arbitration? Is it really just about the Tigers winning? That's why you got to go back? Because if that's the case, you could have took you didn't have to offer an arbitration counter offer 30 million, whatever, $32 million, probably knowing you're gonna win. Like, if it's really all about that, like, you could have took 25. You could have asked for 25. They could have got another piece. Is it really all about the Tigers winning? And it's. I don't know. To me, it's just like, bro, let's do it. You see what it means. You just saw the hockey. Like, we also know, like, this is also the year, like, the World Cup is happening. We saw how we lost in the last one, right? Like, you're gonna tell me that Tariq Skubal, you're gonna make your one start against Great Britain against a bunch of dorks, right? You're gonna go what, 5 innings, 4 innings? He might not even go 4 innings or 5 innings. Like, you're probably not gonna make another start for a week after that. And when you get back to camp, you're gonna pitch against a bunch of minor leaguers, pretty much. It's like you could, instead just use that. Like, could you imagine championship game against Japan or the Dominican? We got Skeens and Tariq going piggyback back to back. Maybe like someone splitting them up in the middle for the gold. Like, you're gonna tell me that those bullets are gonna ruin the Tiger season, or as if you're not gonna be ready to throw those innings? Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? This is the time. Tariq Skubal, you're gonna get paid. We all know you're gonna do it, dude. Come on. Like I said, let's say hopefully he goes out there and makes one start. It's his he goes 5 innings. He strikes out 15 batters, right? And it's meaningful. Cool. But like, don't just leave. Then chill. Watch us win it. And then what if we need you to save a game? Otani did it. Otani came out there. I know you're gonna say, "Oh, that wasn't his contract year." Whatever. Tony did that shit for his country. So I that's I hope there's some clarity as to what I think about that here. Is like I do understand, I guess. I just think it's the announcement. It's like you guys promoting him, and then he's like, "Well, I'm actually only gonna be there for a couple days, though. I'll see you guys later. I'll be over here getting my guys ready." It's like, all right, dude. These are your guys right now. It's the biggest moment. It's the biggest time for our sport. And you're just gonna be like, well, I gotta get back to, I gotta go to fucking wherever the Tigers do spring training. I gotta go strike out these bunch of AA players. I gotta go run laps on my guys. It's like, come on, dude. Guys, that's gonna wrap up episode whatever this is of Ranked Shift. It's good to get back out. It's good to get back into the booth, talking, bullshitting. Eventually, once I start getting clips up, and we'll start to try to do these things live, so I can take questions and stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys live on stream. Follow me on Twitter, Victor22. I'm the same everywhere. I'm gonna be posting on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter and YouTube. Right, Victor22 at all these spots. I gotta go away to work for a couple of days, but I'll be back to stream. This weekend. We'll get some stuff going. So you guys have a good one, and I'll see you guys on the other side.